So last time on Dragon Ball Super VE, Whis and Bardock had begun their training in the Pyramid of Power, where Whis put to the test the natural latent abilities of Bardock and experienced his natural Ultra Instinct for the first time, after then providing Bardock with a special blindfold, usually reserved only for gods of destruction. Bardock took to it immediately like a duck to water, while meanwhile, Vegeta continued his training of his father, where he was just about to reveal how exactly he became a Super Saiyan God himself. But before we begin, support this video and channel by leaving a like right now as you're reading this and watching this video till the very end for its insane conclusion. Enjoy. Our story continues with King Vegeta still in shock from Vegeta's revelation that he will teach him exactly how to become a god, revealing for the first time how he himself did it, with King Vegeta muttering in hesitation, "Secret method? To become a god? What do you mean, son? Were you the one who taught Kakarot to become a god too?" And Vegeta, with his arms folded, coldly replies, "No, father. That coward did it another way. In the most un-Saiyan-like way you could imagine. Just what you'd expect of him. It all began when the god of destruction Beerus first arrived here on Earth. He arrived without warning with his angel Whis, and requested a bout with a Super Saiyan god. At the time, I was the only one of me and Kakarot to be present, and of course, I had no idea what a Saiyan god was. I fought him first, but to no avail, and then eventually, Kakarot decided to arrive." King Vegeta, meanwhile, is just shocked to hear Beerus' involvement, yelling, "Beerus was looking for the Super Saiyan God? And he came directly to Earth too? Unbelievable! Who could imagine the Destroyer stepping foot on such a weak planet?" Before realizing, wait, this planet must have been where Kakarot fought Beerus and survived, isn't it? Incredible! So he became a god in the middle of fighting one. Bardock's son is quite something if that's the case. However, Vegeta then corrects his father smugly, saying, "Not quite. Kakarot fought Beerus only after summoning Shenron first, and wishing for the knowledge of how to create a Super Saiyan God. The dragon then told him that when 5 righteous Super Saiyans came together in ceremony, they would create the so-called Super Saiyan. And so, with every Saiyan on Earth joining hands, myself embarrassingly included, we were able to give Kakarot the ability to become a god. Meaning, as usual, that clown needed everyone else's help to accomplish anything." King Vegeta, on hearing this, looks back awkwardly, thinking in his head a strangely miscommunicated scene of Goku and Vegeta holding hands and playing together, imagining this is what was necessary to perform the ceremony, saying quietly, I see. Holding hands created a god. So that's how you did it then. This is almost as bad as that tingly back method of becoming a Super Saiyan. What has this anime come to? So, I guess for your secret method, I guess we too will need to hold hands. Come here, my son. Vegeta, however, instantly yells, embarrassed, "No! You fool! That is not what I did! I am a lone wolf and always have been. To achieve power like that would be unbefitting of the Prince of all Saiyans. As I said, only a coward like Kakarot would take such an easy way out. No, I did things my own way, as always." And following this, after calming down, Vegeta then begins describing in great detail, "Father, to become a god, I extracted the power from my very being. Godhood is something that is within us all, but can be activated only by another god, and only after being attacked by one who is already divine. When Beerus first came to Earth, as I said earlier, before he fought Kakarot, I attacked him first, and was easily beaten. When he beat me though, I suffered multiple blows by his hand, the hand of a god of destruction. When he hit me, I realized later on during my training that remnants of his godly ki imparted themselves in small amounts into my very being. As I underwent training with Whis, I could soon sense this. And with this feeling in mind, I focused my own energy and ki to push out the foreign godly matter and condense it into a ball. And once it was extracted, I wielded it in my own hands, staring at its power. Power that without doubt reminded me of Kakarot in his god form. Without hesitation, I then grabbed onto the energy, attempting to assimilate it once more into my body, and use all my power to control it, transforming as far as I could, all the way until Super Saiyan 2, until finally, in a massive explosion, my entire body was caught. My life was about to end instantly, but somehow, some way, I managed to come out on the other side alive. And as the light and destruction subsided, I was finally a god. Meanwhile, King Vegeta, having heard his son's unique struggle, is left blindsided, replying, "Incredible! So only through fighting a god can one become one himself. So now I understand why you attacked me as a Super Saiyan god the last time we fought. It must have been to impart this god ki of yours into me, just as Beerus did to you. Genius, my son! And here I thought you were being an insolent brat." Vegeta, however, smirks and replies, "No, that wasn't anything to do with training you. That was more just to shut you up over your newfound cockiness as a Super Saiyan 3. That level of beatdown was nothing, and not enough to have absorbed enough of my god ki. The real battle begins now." Suddenly realizing what Vegeta is suggesting, King Vegeta reacts in shock and horror, yelling, "Wait! You need to hit me again? Wait, Vegeta!" With his son just sinisterly laughing in response. Before instantly, without warning, Vegeta powers up, seemingly to his full power. Vegeta! Blowing King Vegeta completely away in the process, as he has never seen his son power up so much. King Vegeta continues to fly further and further away as Vegeta's aura grows larger and larger in size, blinding King Vegeta in the process, before eventually his eyes open to see a Vegeta now in his Super Saiyan Evolution Blue form. Vegeta! This form! Don't tell me you wish to attack me like that! While in the air, King Vegeta then regains his position, staring down at the now fully powered Prince, and begins muttering in fear. This is too much! Just the pressure is enough to tell me this is levels beyond a Super Saiyan God! What are you planning, son? Before then finally landing back down. The king then continues, Vegeta, it's clear to see your power is still far beyond mine. And it's also obvious, while here in training, your power too has jumped. This form of yours, is this another form of a Super Saiyan God? What is this? And Vegeta responds coldly, I showed you this before, father. I call this Evolution Blue. This is what you need to achieve. a form fit only for royalty such as us. Not even Kakarot has reached this form yet.
King Vegeta, now with his tune changed, then replies,
a form only for royalty? I like the sound of that. Incredible. But Vegeta, I think we both know your power is too great like this. Go back to your red form, or better yet, let's try and do this without violence.
In a matter of nanoseconds, Vegeta then punches King Vegeta point blank before he can even finish the final syllable of his sentence. The punch is so powerful, even the ground of the hyperbolic time chamber crumbles from the collision of King Vegeta onto it, sending white debris everywhere. King Vegeta, meanwhile, writhes in pain,
Stop!
but still remains conscious. Vegeta, however, does not let up and rushes in immediately again, this time attempting to stomp down on the body of the king, but King Vegeta, just by chance, is able to avoid at the last second. As he turns around and sees his son, he tries to reason with him once more, saying,
Vegeta! Stop what you're doing! Just that punch was enough to absorb your God Ki! Honestly, you're going to kill me at this rate! Ah!
But instantly, just as before, Vegeta moves in swiftly, and before King Vegeta can even react, he is grabbed by his face and slammed once more into the hyperbolic time chamber's floor. With his hand still covering the king's face, the prince then mocks him, saying,
Is this all you've got? After all this training, 2 attacks with me barely trying is enough to kill you? Even future Trunks would take this beating better.
And King Vegeta, who at this point is delirious and diving in and out of consciousness, repeats,
Future Trunks?
Before then, Vegeta with one arm raises the king up from the floor, still grabbing onto him only by his head, continuing,
This part of your training has only just begun, father. For someone who claims to have been fighting to the death for over 30 years in hell, you sure don't seem to be used to this kind of damage. Let me refresh you on what near death truly feels like.
And suddenly, behind him, Vegeta summons a wall of ice from the ground, this time larger and denser than ever before. And without a moment's notice, Vegeta then rushes in, pulling his father by the face along with him, right towards the wall, as King Vegeta yells,
Vegeta! No, stop! Ah!
Immediately then viciously being slammed face first into the ice wall as Vegeta runs his father against the ice, destroying the mountain in the process. Finally then throwing the king into the distance like a mere ragdoll. With the side of his face now busted, King Vegeta briefly looks back at his son, thinking it might finally be over, muttering,
Vegeta, when did you become so ruthless? That's enough.
But unfortunately, Vegeta is far from done and blasts off at full speed like a bullet towards his father.
You've got to be kidding me! When will this end? Son, please! I give up!
But with no remorse, Vegeta headbutts his father straight away, before then launching another straight right hook. And before the king can even recover slightly, Vegeta powers up one final punch as the king whispers,
He's taken it too far. This is the end.
Immediately then punching up full force, King Vegeta right in the solar plexus, causing his father now to begin coughing up blood.
Vegeta, You...
Following these last words, King Vegeta more or less now loses all consciousness and remains silent as Vegeta once again then grabs his father by the hair. And finally, without a care in the world over his father's condition, Vegeta then flying knees the king right in the face, point blank, who now, with all his consciousness now lost and potentially even his life, remains silent after the final hit. And peacefully, King Vegeta then finally falls in mid-flight, eyes closed, before landing on the ground, alone, motionless, and unconscious.
Fatality.
Vegeta, meanwhile, with an indiscriminate smirk on his face, then begins to fly down also, while fiddling to find something in his pocket, noting, I think that should be just enough now. Good thing Bulma gave me a few of these. Before then revealing in his hand a Senzu bean, noting, I never did like taking these things, but they do have their uses. After a beating like that, Father is probably closer to death than he's ever been before. But after eating one of these, he's also going to feel better and stronger than he ever has as well. Huh? What the? What am I sensing? Immediately, Vegeta becomes alarmed as a strong power level begins to appear near him. An almost impossibility considering how only he and his father should be inside the chamber. As he turns around, however, shock begins to overwhelm him as he realizes what he's looking at. He then begins to mumble, Father? How can this be? And standing there just barely with black hair, but still with a yellow aura, ravaged in lightning, King Vegeta stands completely silent for a moment before saying under his breath, Vegeta, we aren't done here. Father, you shouldn't be able to move, let alone talk. What is this strange aura? Where is it even coming from? I don't like this. Stand down, Father. Your body is in no state to carry on. But suddenly, without warning, King Vegeta screams in rage, unleashing even more unbelievable power. The power-up is so great that even Vegeta in his evolution blue form is forced to cover up, as he notices, this makes no sense! Where was Father holding all this power? His body is beginning to glow. This doesn't look good. It looks like he's about to blow up! And just as Vegeta said, King Vegeta's entire body begins to become so bright that he becomes lost in a ball of golden energy. Until suddenly, the ball of energy expands into a strange but familiar shape as a true monster grows from within the key. And from the light, King Vegeta is now revealed as a golden Uzaru, who yells primarily in rage, What the hell? Uzaru? But how? There's no moon here. This is ridiculous. This yellow fur also. I've never seen one like this. This could be a problem. But before Vegeta could even see just how strong this Uzaru could be, the giant ape itself begins to glow in an intense light. Catching Vegeta off guard, as he just watches on with a puzzling amazement. As the incredible situation plays out, the golden Uzaru begins to devolve back into a massive ball of golden energy, and inside, a mysterious figure begins to take shape. In the background, Vegeta mutters as he sees this, saying, What on earth am I witnessing here? Is Father even aware of what he's doing? And from the ball of energy, King Vegeta finally appears, now in a legendary form from the past. a form neither Goku nor Vegeta had ever seen in their universe before. King Vegeta had ascended to become a Super Saiyan 4.
What is this strange power? It's amazing. I can sense it. He's no god, but this power is no power a mortal should hold. Did he really go beyond the Super Saiyan 3?
Meanwhile, the newly powered up King Vegeta looks down at his hands, marveling at his own power and new look, before finally looking up and saying with a cocky smile,
"Thanks for the training, Vegeta. Now, it's my turn."
Meanwhile, back in the Pyramid of Power, the blindfolded Bardock and Whis continue their training to help master Bardock's natural Ultra Instinct. Bardock can be seen meditating, and watching from a distance, Whis can be seen saying with a smile, "Bardock-san has sure come a long way already. It hasn't even been long, but his mastery of Ultra Instinct with the divine blindfold has been unprecedented. Not even Goku-san could reach him now, at least not yet. We may be finished in here much faster than I even anticipated, but I'll make certain just for sure." Whis, following this, then takes his staff into his hand, and instantly Whis throws it at full speed, anticipating that Bardock's natural instinct will allow him to dodge just like before, saying, "Now, let's see what you can do, Bardock-san." The staff then moves at an intense speed, inching closer and closer to the meditating Bardock, before suddenly, the staff makes full contact with the head of Bardock, who remains emotionless and unfazed. Understandably, Whis is left looking on awkwardly, as not even he could anticipate this happening after all their training, remarking, what happened? These Saiyans are just full of surprises, aren't they?" Whis then flies over to the still meditating Bardock and retrieves his staff, before getting closer to Bardock, where he then makes a startling revelation. Whis, in almost expected disappointment, then finally says, "As amazing as this mortal is, I can never forget he is a Saiyan, and Goku-san's father at that." But that was it for today's video, guys, and if you made it this far, leave me a hashtag Super Saiyan 4 in the comments down below. I bet none of you expected me to bring this form out, but it's back, and if you need to see a part 11, let me know in the comments down below. And of course, if you want to support my original stories and manga that I'm creating for you guys, you can do so on my Patreon for just $3, where you instantly get an amazing collection of over 250 plus mangas for free to keep forever. Hours of content for the smallest of fees. Links will be in the description and pinned comment, but if you want to see more of my signature style of content, click on one of these two videos on the right now. Until next video, guys, cheers.